Hi, I'm Chipalo Street, and I get to represent the 37th Legislative District, which is Southeast Seattle. Today we're going to be talking about our recent town hall. So we just had our town hall, and it was the first one in a couple years that was in person. We had over 200 people come out, which is great to see people in community. And there's a ton of questions around healthcare, around effects from the federal government on our state government, and a large grill in the room was the budget deficit and how we're going to raise progressive revenue. So thankfully, the Climate Commitment Act is one of the bright spots in our budget situation. It isn't funded by property taxes and sales taxes like our general fund. It is funded by selling credits in the carbon market. And that is a completely separate funding stream. So the Climate Commitment Act is intact. And we also took some steps to make sure that it is maintained through looking at integration with the Canada and Montreal markets. So the House has three options in our revenue package. One is a financial intangible tax. That is a tax on individuals who have been very successful and have over $50 million in stocks and bonds. The amount that they have in stocks and bonds over $50 million, we levy a $8 tax on every $1,000 of assets they have over that $50 million limit. That is a very modest tax rate to help make sure that they pay for the services that make Washington State such a great place to live. Another one of the options in our revenue package is a B&O surcharge. That is a 1% surcharge on our most successful companies that make over $250 million in gross. It also raises an existing surcharge on large financial institutions from 1.2% to 1.9%. These are also corporations that have been very successful and benefit from being here in such a prosperous state, and we want to make sure that they help contribute to that environment as well. Yeah, finally, the last option in our revenue package right now is a property tax increase, or removing the lid on the property tax. Right now, our budgets, our city and state budgets, are constrained to growing by 1%. Obviously, things like inflation or when population growth exceeds that, the amount of services that local governments or the state government can provide don't keep up. Thus, we are removing the 1% growth. In the House option, we limit that to population growth or 3%, whichever is higher. That does not mean that your property tax will go up by 1 or 3%. We have a very, very arcane tax system, and so it's only the total amount of revenue raised, but as more people move into the state, everyone's property tax goes down. As certain folks' property increases, the property tax goes down across the board for many people. So it's very easy to think of a 1% or 3% increase on my personal taxes, but that's not actually how it works in reality. So please feel free to email, call. I think the information's right here. We'd be happy to hear from you. Also, I think we'd like to do another in-person town hall at the end of legislative session, get everyone back together and talk about what actually passed out of both House, Senate, and got signed by the governor. Get everyone together again in person in community. Looking forward to that as well.